Hey guys, what's up? Long time no see. So excited to be here with you. I posted a little while ago to help you guys to see and understand my long absence. Um, Man, birthing these inner child oracle cards and getting these into creation has been no simple feat. They are finally done on their way to my house as we speak. It's powerful stuff. Anyways, I'm super excited to be back here. I told you guys in that post that I would be coming here live um, at least once a week, offering inner child oracle readings at least once a week, and really doing the things that I could to support you through this phase of healing. I wanted to jump on today because a lot of people have been experiencing deep fears and anxieties as they've been moving through their healing. So I want to talk a little bit about fear and where in our inner child these fears might reside and what you can do with that fear so that you can keep, hey DJ, hey Genevieve, say hi if you're here, and what you can do with these fears to help circumvent them and not allow them to pull you completely out of yourself as you're showing up, as you're doing this work, and as you're moving forward with yourself. So, when we talk about fear in the context of inner child work, right, almost every adult fear, anxiety, limiting belief is deeply rooted in our childhood. It's just that most people either they've gotten used to that fear or those nervous system sensations and they think it's just normal and there's nothing they can do about it, or they've been taught to push through the fear and to keep going no matter what this fear is trying to tell them, or they pretend the fear doesn't exist. And it ends up, unfortunately, creating a lot of havoc within the body and mind. It can cause really deep mental illness as well as disorders of the body, physical malfunctions of the body. So, fear simply doesn't belong within us, right? But we can't just push it away. We can't pretend it doesn't exist. What we got to do with fear is honor it. We have to give it time and space and really get to know it. So, I'm going to walk you guys through what I do with my inner child work and fear. And as you go through this and tune into your inner child, I hope that you find some clarity. Feel free to ask questions below. Let me know fears that come up for you. If you have a specific fear you want me to work through and talk about today, I'm happy to do that. So here's the thing. All of the ideas, resistances, thought patterns that create any sort of um, fear, anxiety, sensations that just feel really icky in the body, there's a reason that they're putting themselves in your face. Their fear is just a way to tell you, like, hey, there's something that's not in alignment here. Something's going on here, and we need to look at it a little bit more deeper, right? And so, what I like to do is I like to ask that fear some really good questions, sitting with it, allowing all of the feelings and sensations to come up through my body, and then working through that fear. So let's think of a fear. Do any of you guys that are watching live have a fear that you want me to work through? Go ahead and comment it if you do. Otherwise, I'll grab one of mine out of my little vault of fears I've worked through. I'll wait just a second to see if anybody pops a comment in. Okay. So, fear of failure, fear of rejection. Okay, let's do fear, failure, and rejection. Let's work through these ones. Okay. So, all of you who just commented that, what I want you to do, big deep breath, and I want you to notice as this fear of failure comes up for you. Okay. So, as the fear comes up, sit with it, feel it in your body, notice where it's at, For me, my fear always shows up like in my third chakra, my heart chakra, right? So as the fear comes up, feel it. And let's just ask the fear, and you guys can put your answers in the comments if you want. Ask the fear, what are you scared of? Where is the root of this failure? Okay. So when you say that, right, you know that it's a fear of failure, but where did the fear of failure come from? For me, my fear of failure, because I worked through this one too, my fear of failure came from if I ever didn't get A's, or if I didn't have a certain, um, if I didn't have not only a certain GPA, but if I didn't show up the right way with soccer, school, all the things, I would get in trouble. And trouble in my house would look like time alone in your room and disconnection from family, right? It was the way of a lot of people. But what that taught me was if I don't do this correctly, their love will go away, their connection will go away. So now, or so what would end up happening when I started going into big, scary things in my business was every time I went to try to do something, that little voice inside my head said, hey, just so you know, if you fuck this up, your family's not going to love you anymore. Just so you know, if you fuck this up and you fail, all the love that other people have for you are going to go away. It wasn't really the failure I was scared of. It was the consequences of the failure. Does that make sense? Hi, Amber. Thanks so much for being here. We're talking about failure right now. So, what I ended up doing was I went back to that inner child, and I'll put in my free inner child starter kit in the comments for you guys. But I went back into that inner child and I said to her, I'm so sorry that you were taught that love would go away if you failed. What I want to teach you now is that failure doesn't exist. And when you do something that maybe isn't the way you wanted to, the only thing you get from that is a really big opportunity to learn and grow, but it has nothing to do with your worth. And I would talk to myself this way, and it would take me so long. It took me like, I think every day working for 45 days tuning in before I was able to move forward with my first big product launch. Because I don't like to put things out into the world until I'm energetically ready to receive or move forward. And for me, that looks like this deep inner work. So every day I would tune in and I would talk to that little girl and I would teach her about love and acceptance, what failure was and wasn't, what worth was and wasn't. I had to look at all of the different times that I was taught as a child that failure meant repercussions that were negative, that were hurtful. And I had to go back and teach her a different way. Right? It's now my job and your job as the adults to reparent this part of ourselves, to teach them a different way. And it was through that teaching that I was able to understand my fear and really, really be okay with whatever outcome that my creation brought, because I learned that it didn't have anything to do with my worth or my goodness. When we're scared of rejection and failure, of abandonment, what we're really scared of is losing love and connection. It's when we teach our inner child that love and connection doesn't have prerequisites, doesn't have a certain list of outcomes that it needs to look like in order to be received, that it simply is yours, it's mine, it's all of ours for the taking in this moment, that we're all deserving and worthy in this moment, that I was able to move forward. And that's why inner child work is so important. It's us taking back power over our lives from all of the people that tried to take our magic away, not because they were trying to be mean, but because they themselves are operating from their wounds. When somebody teaches you something, whether it's your parents or society or whatever, Those words, those perceptions are theirs. It's just we put so much into what they believe. We put so much into their truth because we don't believe our own. We don't trust in our own. So we say that person must be better. But we don't have a fucking clue what their expertise or knowledge is or how healed they are. And we're so willing to buy into their thoughts about us and who we are. And we create these really deep rooted beliefs about ourselves from that moment on. And these beliefs are the things that move us through the rest of our lives. We have to be able to see clearly that it's our truth, our power, and our way that will lead to the outcomes in life that we want. And we have to stop giving so much into the external, but we can't do that without understanding where they came from. And if we just bulldoze over our fear and we don't look at it and try to become friends with it, because fear is just one of those things that needs the love and attention that we've been denying ourselves. If we can give it that, it dissolves and allows us to create a new empowered belief. But when we shove it down, we don't have space for something new. And so we create this new belief, but the fear's still in there and they get all swirled together. And the fear wins every time if we don't honor it because it's what's been in there. It's got the most history in our mind. It's what we're used to, and it's what we'll keep operating from until we're ready to do that deep inner work. And that's why I'm so passionate about everything I do here. All I'm trying to do here is give you your power back, your voice back, your ability to make decisions that are not based on those deeply rooted fears. And the only way you can do it is by looking at them. I already shared with you guys my inner child starter kit. I'll put the link below, but it's a great way to tune into your inner child and start to see where some of these thought patterns are created. I highly encourage you to do this meditation today and to move through the different teachings. Tune in with him, her, or them throughout this next couple weeks and come back here. Ask your questions. If you have something you want me to go live about this week or next week, post it in the group. And I will make sure to come in here and walk you through it because I don't want you to have to go through this alone. And I don't want you to have to spiral and be in the muck of it for days and days and days. Ask the question and I'll support you. If you're doing this deep inner work, I'll do everything I can to help you see the other side of it. So in this moment, I know we stirred up a lot. I see you guys, Phoenix. That's really deep. And that's the thing, Phoenix. Phoenix says, I'm starting to realize I have few occasions where I truly felt loved or love as a child. And I feel that. And I just want to say, I love and honor you for sharing that. And now that you know that, it's your job. It's your responsibility to go back to that inner child and love them, honor them, and create those beliefs of love within them that they never have. It's your job to reparent that so that those fears can be transformed and alchemized into joy and strength, right? Really beautiful work here, you guys. I'd stay in here all day if I could. Please ask your questions in the group or on the comments below, and like I said, I promise to be here every week for a live teaching and every week for an inner child oracle card reading. So ask your questions, stay in tune, grab this guidebook if you haven't already, and let's start nurturing and loving those inner children in all the ways we haven't been able to before, okay? Love you guys so much. Talk soon.